So in the last video, we created this beautiful arrangement from the garden featuring our yellow peonies, and we had our 9-bark and iris. So if you want to watch that video, just go back and check that one out. It premiered before the one that we're doing now, and you can see how to make this arrangement, which is fun. Okay, but we're going to make a second arrangement from my harvesting in the garden today. I'm going to set this guy back here. How about right there? That'll be pretty. That looks okay there. Yeah, look, the yellow peonies actually look yellow almost back there. So that's nice. Yeah. So we're going to create a second arrangement. I've got a little cylinder vase here that's really cute. I dropped down in it a CBBN tablet in my ice cold water. Right here, CBBN tablets. So it's going to help reduce any bacteria that we might have from the stems that we put inside here. And we're going to add 1 pump of our Chrysler Professional 3 because we have a liter of water down inside there, and that Chrysler Professional 3 is going to be awesome. Our tools that we're using today are from our friends at Dram. Part of the Color Point series, we have the bypass cutter, and I also have the compact pruner, one of my favorite tools. I'm very, very much in love with this tool. It's a great tool. I like this one too, but this is really great. Okay, so I have a few other flowers. I went out early in the morning. So remember, when we're harvesting from the garden, and it's time to start doing that, our temperatures are getting up here now, and we've got things blooming in the garden. The peonies are starting to bloom. The bushes are starting to have foliage on them. I'm so excited. Everything's coming on. We're going to have a great summer of flowers. And so I go out early in the morning because the sprinkler has run or the temperatures have been cooler. Still at night, it's getting down to about 53, 55 here. But during the day, we're getting up to 80, 90 by the weekend. And so that depletes all of the energy in our flowers. They dehydrate, they get weaker, and overnight, as the temperatures cool down or the sprinkler waters them, then they get more turgid and they get a buildup, and they're supple, they're full of moisture. And right as that sun's coming up is the perfect time to cut them. So what I do is I take my bucket out there, I fill my bucket with my Chrysler Professional 3, and I take it out there with me with my cutting tools. I cut them and I immediately put my flowers into the water. And then I get them back inside here and I keep them in a cool area. Our house is air conditioned, obviously, but upstairs it is not as cool as it is downstairs. In the basement, we have a walkout. So it gets cool down here. So I keep them down here because they will stay cooler. It's darker too. And so if we can keep them dark and cool for a couple hours, they're going to take up that extra moisture. They're going to harden off and get like a crisp piece of lettuce so that we can make a beautiful arrangement with them. And so that's what I have done. And interestingly enough, when I cut this morning, the peonies were open. My yellow peonies and also the pink ones that we're going to use here were open this morning. However, when I brought them inside and got them cool, they're going to close up a little bit. And that's okay. As they sit in this arrangement, they're going to open and close and open and close, which is great. It's interactive, right? And that's what we love about them. And so then we're going to have a nice, beautiful little arrangement that we can enjoy in the house. I love to bring the flowers inside. I hope that you're making rituals out of going out into the garden, picking your flowers, or going to the grocery store and picking up a bunch of flowers, or going to a flower seller or a farmer's market and picking up your flowers, or going and visiting with your professional florist. Things are starting to open up again, so we can get out there and we can visit people and we can go see them and we can make flower selections. Always be safe when you're doing it. Make sure that you're being safe when you're going out there. We want everybody to stay safe and well. Super important to me. And so then we bring them home, we maybe fix our favorite beverage, we put on our favorite music, and we just take time to relax and create the flowers. Something that we've found over the past year is having the flowers in our homes with us makes us feel happier, makes us feel less depressed, makes us enlarge our circles of friends, makes us reduces arguments, reduces depression. There's so many wonderful, powerful elements that flowers can do to improve our health and wellness. And I want to make sure that you're enjoying those. The art of actually arranging flowers releases endorphins in our body that allow us to feel more relaxed and zen-like. When we gift the flowers to someone else, the person we gift them to releases dopamine and it makes them feel better. So there's just so much going on with flowers that's so important for us and are going to make us feel so much better. So I hope you're doing all that. So remember, if you haven't checked out my videos here, make sure you subscribe. It's YouTube. So down here in there. this corner. Hit the subscribe button, okay? When you see the premieres come up, make sure you click on the reminder. That will remind you that you can tune in. When we do the premieres, I do a live chat so that you can ask me questions, and I love to do that too. Make sure that you check your listings on your television at home and look for Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom, because season 3 is premiering all over the country. So lots of good times for us to have and share together with flowers. So we are going to make an arrangement inside here, and we are going to start with foliage first. And the reason that I added the CVBN tablet was because I want to add some lavender to this base. And so we're going to have some lavender. And you know what? I'm stripping off the foliage. That's why I smell my hands. They smell like lavender. Lavender is a relaxant for us. It actually makes us feel relaxed. So having that lavender in our bouquet is going to make us feel more relaxed. I got to strip off a little bit more of the foliage here because we want to make sure that there's none of that foliage falling below the waterline, because when that foliage falls below the waterline, it can create bacteria. Love it. Love lavender in my arrangements. There we go. So starting with a little crisscross of our lavender, we have, I need to look up the name of this. I'm sorry, I don't remember. It looks like a forget-me-not, but it's not. The flowers look like a forget-me-not, but it's a nice shade plant that grows out under my cute little. I took the pruners to my little crab apple tree the other day because it was just getting too unruly, and I had to get him back into shape. So look at, I love this. This is the variegated prairie grass that I have out in the garden, and I just love it. Comes up every year. It's a perennial, and I think it adds so much to my arrangements. So I like having that in there. So notice how we're building a structure with our foliages first. And then I've got another foliage here. One more piece of the variegated prairie grass. Love that. Then we're going to add a little bit of Wiegela. Wiegela. This is Wiegela. Okay. Pretty flowering bush shrub. And yeah, that's what I do is I go out and I cut the bushes and the shrubs in my yard and use them for my flower arrangements. I am that guy. Everybody always says, I've said it before on Life in Bloom and everything. People are always like, oh, I can't wait to see your gardens must be amazing. Well, there's a lot of amazing things that grow in my gardens, but at the same time, I arrangements because I make arrangements for myself and I make arrangements to give other people. Super important for me to do that. I want to make sure that I'm arranging the flowers. And so I'm not a master gardener. I'm not the guy who does all that stuff. I am the guy who cuts my flowers and I arrange them because that's what brings me the most joy. And so I want to make sure that that's what I'm doing with those. So now my little cylinder container right here is got my different types of grasses inside there. And I've got my different foliages, my lavenders, putting out a fragrance inside there to make me be more relaxed. And then I got some peonies. So we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 peonies. And my peonies are closed. So make sure that you follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, because then Kelly takes amazing pictures of the flower arrangements and the different flowers in the arrangements, and you can see them as they open up. Because these cute little single bloom peonies have an amazing yellow center when they finally open up. This guy has an amazing yellow center too. They kind of look like tree peonies, okay? But they're just a gorgeous, gorgeous peony. And these are usually the last peonies to bloom in the season, but this year they were the first ones to bloom. Well, Who knows? Who knows why? I don't worry about that. And then these are classic peonies right here. And they are just beyond the marshmallow state. Oh, they smell so good. And then I've got the couple blooms off to the side. And that's why I use my Chrysler Professional 3, because these are going to open up and they're going to be gorgeous. And so this bouquet is going to look 100% different when all of these flowers are opened up. And so we have peonies that are going to be opening up, different types of peonies that are going to look great. Look at that. This guy, he was in the middle to start with, not anymore. Back in the middle. Back in the middle. And around again. 100% true love for flowers. That's what it is all about. All right. So we're going to coat this with the Chrysler Professional Glory. Somebody asked me the other day, will it discourage my flowers from opening? A little bit, but it's going to make them open slower and not as much. And so then it's going to make them last longer. So it will slow down the opening process so they don't blast open and just you get a day out of them, you know? So that's great. So I love that. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun little peony arrangement. It's going to smell terrific in the house because of those peonies. And we had this one we made earlier. So if you want to check that one out. Oh, look, I have one more leaf in here. One more leaf. Where's it going to go? We must use it. We have to use it. So let's slip it right in the middle. I like that these leaves are shaped like hearts. And so it's like, it reminds me that I love the flowers, right? Well, heart. So hearts to you as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. Fun to just take a few flowers and slip them in a vase and make something fun. I'm glad that I was able to share with you cutting tips for you. We'll continue to remind you about those. Make sure you leave a comment and join us for the chats when we premiere these, because if you join us for the chats, you can ask questions over there. It's backwards for me. The chats are over there. The reminders are down there. All right. So make sure you subscribe. We appreciate it when you subscribe, because then that means we can stay connected and you don't miss out on any videos that we do as well. So, okay. Until next time, keep having fun with flowers.